review of learning about relationships. This book helped reinstate to me that the way you treat a child is the way they will treat people as they grow older. The way a child acts and treats others is usually a direct reflection of the way they are treated at home. Another good point the text made was discussing how the separation that infants would experience would have a huge impact on the way they were in their future relationships. The infant's relationship with its mother forms a prototype for experiencing other objects as separate, which is the way the dependability of its mother providing secure attachment affects its relationship with others. Behavior in relationships is influenced strongly by prior relationship experience. If you are treated negatively in past relationships, you may be bitter in your current relationship. I know that it's hard to forgive others for the way you've been treated in the past, but it can ruin your current relationship if you continue to dwell on past experiences. The text states that how enemies and friends will treat us differently, and in return, we need to treat them differently. Relationship learning occurs when prior expectations about relationships are adjusted to accommodate new relationship experience. For example, when an enemy treats us well and toward us, and we question our previous understanding of his or her feelings towards us. This statement really reminded me of my personal life. Page 60 of the text states that if people experience life events that are inconsistent with their existing models, changes in their models are expected. I believe that the way that I was raised may be a soft, kind, generous person, but there are difficult situations that I face, and each one of those situations makes me change my inner self a little at a time. Chapter 7 discusses definitions of bullying, teasing, and playful fighting. Bullying has a devastating effect on the lives of victims. They suffer continuing loss of confidence, self-esteem, and social relationships. They can end up being absent from school frequently to try and escape the torment at school. Also, for the child who bullies, an increased incidence of later problems of alcohol abuse, domestic violence, and violent crime in the community has been reported. This book was difficult for me to get into at first, but once I started realizing that the topics he was discussing were very similar to topics I'd researched before, it was easier for me to go with the flow of the writing. This book looked a lot like a textbook and I would have for a class, so I believe that it could have been another reason that it was hard for me to delve into. I'm glad that I had the chance to read this book, though, and I believe it just reinstated all of my previous beliefs and gave me evidence in different sources that attributed to the validity of the